working on this 2009 Chevy Cobalt, and today I'm going to be giving it an oil change. It uses the 5W30. I'm using the STP high mileage 5W30 and the STP S9018R oil filter, 32mm low profile socket, and the current mileage is 153,463 miles. And last time I did an oil change on this car, it was at right around 133. So that means this has been almost 10,000 miles since it's had an oil change. That is way too long. This car I previously rebuilt. Oil doesn't look bad. So a lot of times if you use full synthetic oil, the oil can last maybe up to 10,000 miles, but the oil filter is what really has a problem. So I'm really curious to see what the oil filter looks like that's in this engine now with so many miles. It's still only been about 3 or 4 months since I did the oil change. He just puts a lot of miles on this vehicle. All right, let me get up on the ramps and knock this out. I always like to throw a jack stand underneath the car whenever I'm underneath it. So the first thing I'm going to do is start draining the oil. Drain plug takes a 15mm, and every time I do an oil change I like to look underneath the car for leaks or any problems, and this thing looks bone dry, so that's really nice. Let's see what 10,000 mile oil looks like. Didn't actually look bad on the dipstick, so. It's definitely a little dark. Torque down the drain plug to factory specifications. Next thing I'm going to do is remove the engine cover, and to do that you remove the oil filler cap and just pull up on the engine cover. There's 2 rubber grommets that hold it in place. Always replace the oil filler cap while you're doing the rest of the stuff. You don't want to get anything in your engine. To remove the oil filter housing lid, it takes a low profile 32mm socket. Let's see what this 10,000 mile oil filter looks like. So I believe the last time we did use full synthetic, and I can tell we used the premium oil filter by the red O-ring. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. That STP oil filter held up pretty well. Sometimes if you use cheaper oil filters and go that long, the paper will be all distorted and sucked in, but it actually doesn't look bad. And this is the extended life oil filter. and we use full synthetic, so I guess that's not horrible, but in my opinion 10,000 miles is still too long. Then I'm going to be using the STP S9018R oil filter, and this is meant for 5,000, but I really like doing it right around 3,000 or 4,000. The new O-ring on. Pull the old oil filter off. And to get the old O-ring off, you find the little divot right there, and you put your pick in there and it just pulls right off. Get the new one. And add a thin layer of oil on the O-ring, and that helps seal it, and it helps it go over the oil filter housing lid easier. Put it back in the groove, and there's that little divot right there. Perfect. Put on the new filter. Torque it down to factory specification. Remove the oil filler lid. Put the funnel in. Take the plastic seal off. Always remove this completely. You don't want the little pieces to fall into your engine. Pour in my favorite oil, which is the STP high mileage 5W30. Replace the engine cover. And then the oil filler lid. So the next thing I'm going to do is reset the engine oil life monitor. And there's a couple ways you can do it. You can either use the menu on your steering wheel, or you can push down on the gas pedal 3 times, turn the ignition to the run position, push down the gas pedal 3 times, turn it off, and then that resets it. Let's see what the oil life monitor is at right now. 15%. Yeah, that's definitely down. That's one of the things I don't like about these oil life monitors is they will let you go 8, 9, 10,000 miles before it gets down to 15%, where it actually says you're getting low. Maybe it's even 5%. I've never actually let it get that low, but then it'll send up a warning saying change oil soon. So to reset the oil life monitor, turn the vehicle to the run position, push down the gas pedal 3 times, turn the ignition off, and then when you turn it back on, it'll be reset at 100%. 100%. And the other way you can do it is by using the steering wheel, and then it'll actually push down on the info and the enter button at the same time. It'll pull up oil life reset, and then you push OK, and that reset at 100%. So there's 2 different ways to do it, but it's pretty universal from what I've seen to have the ignition, turn the ignition to the run position, gas pedal 3 times, and that resets a lot of the Chevys of this era. All right, let me back this off the ramps, check the oil, and this thing is ready to go. And that is doing a 10,000 mile oil change on a 2009 Chevy Cobalt. That filter doesn't look bad at all. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.